What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video today, and in this video we are at Fargo Hector International Airport for the 10th airport update for the month of December 2025. We've got some changes to the lineup and also some diversions as a result of some bad weather here in Fargo, which is not too surprising since we're all the way in North Dakota. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started down at gate number 1. We have this Delta A321 parked at the gate. Arriving in from Minneapolis is flight 2097 at 11:43 p.m., which is delayed by 29 minutes. So Delta getting the nice upgauge here for the MSP mainline. Also noted that ATL is now year-round. That was pointed out to me in the update from last month, so just something I wanted to mention real quick here. Next to that at gate 2, here's the regional regional jet service, from Minneapolis. This CRJ 900 arriving in as flight 4628, an Endeavor service at 12:45 p.m., 3 minutes early. And that one is a former GoJet example as well, back when they had the CR9s for some time. And then Allegiant, I'm doing a little bit of double dipping with G4 here, the other aircraft just off to the side of the diorama here. This A319 arrived in from Las Vegas as flight 1722 at 11:11 a.m., 18 minutes early. And then our United section, you'll note that the main line is not present here at the terminal. It's actually off to the side as well, and that's actually our diversions there. So we'll start with the 550 here, parked at gate 4. This arrived in from Chicago as flight 4789. This is a SkyWest operated one in this case, not a GoJet, even though the registration says otherwise, but that's what Flight Radar told me. This arrived in at 10:43 p.m., which would be about 44 minutes late. Yeah, 44 minutes on the delay there. And then here's the Denver regional jet, which I think it's been a while since I've had Denver on a regional jet of any kind. I've always featured the mainline parked here at gate 5, but the Embraer 175 taking its place. This arrived in as flight 4629, operated by SkyWest at 4:57 p.m., 30 minutes late. And then here are the diversions in question, one being the United Mainline and then another for Allegiant from Vegas. So some interesting movements there. This A319 actually had to divert to Minneapolis because of the bad weather, and this originated from Denver and on the MSP segment. Scheduled to arrive at 11:32 p.m., but it didn't make it in until after midnight, 12:18 a.m., so that delay of 46 minutes, I believe. Something around there, but it's a significant delay nonetheless. And then the A320 here, got this in from Las Vegas, but it diverted to Des Moines instead, arriving in as flight 94. On the Des Moines segment, this arrived in 16 minutes late at 12:07 a.m. on Friday, December 5th. So the flights in this update are from Thursday, December 4th, to be roughly in alignment with how I typically schedule these airport updates. So that's all the movements we have here for Fargo in terms of the aircraft, and then just for some of the setups. In terms of the flights, so like I mentioned, Atlanta is now year-round, as someone pointed out to me in the previous Fargo update. So I'll just make sure to highlight that here. But moving with Fargo to Atlanta, so that starts up December 20th. That will be a CR9 once daily there, so good to see that starting up. And then just cycling around to some of the other routes. Minneapolis, next month, they will have 4 or so daily, 4 to 5 daily. They're going to switch to the 739, and they'll operate that twice a day, so that's pretty interesting. And typically, the second main line has always been a smaller aircraft, but a little change up there. And then American in the new year, they will do 2 to 3, maybe 1, so 1 to 3 daily Embraer 170s. And then on the United side of things, they will have primarily the CRJ 550s 3 times a day. Nashville on Allegiant next month will be primarily Sunday, Thursday, after the first week of the new year. And then Atlanta, which we already mentioned. Orlando Sanford, that will be Monday, Friday, primarily the A319. And actually just be a mix of everything else, so that's just how Allegiant is. And then for St. Petersburg, that is Sunday, Thursday, heading into January. Down to DFW for American Eagle, still the 3-day late 175s, no major changes there. And then Denver Frontier, which I don't have, again, They will do primarily the A321neo, looks like, a couple times a week. Monday, Thursday, then they switch to, or Monday, Friday, sorry, then they switch to Sunday, Thursday a little later into January. Phoenix Mesa for Allegiant, they're going to operate that daily in January there, the A320 all throughout that route, so that will most likely be in the update next month. And then Phoenix Sky Harbor, that starts up December 19th for American Eagle, and that will be a number 175, currently marked to end in April. So that one is for sure a seasonal service. And then Allegiant from Vegas, operating this quite a handful of times throughout December, but heading into January, they're going to go down to just a Monday, Friday frequency there. So that's all the services we have for Fargo, and then just a quick terminal construction update. Pulled off the latest screenshot from their live cams that they have overviewing the construction site, and it looks like I don't see too much substantial differences from last month, though it is a little more apparent as to how everything will be laid out. So on your screen, that's how it looks like as of at least a few days ago. So it will be represented once that does fully open up here pretty soon. It looks like we might be getting closer to the opening date, which is great. So again, you'll see that reflected in the setup once that does open. So that will do it for this fairly quick Fargo Hector update, number 10 already in this series. Recording this pretty quick here since it's a very late Saturday night that I'm doing this. I was watching something and got caught, fell behind on that substantially, so that's just what tends to happen with this type of stuff. So there we go. With that being said, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.